Welcome. I had a thought that crossed my mind just now, and I thought I'd talk about it. It's quite an interesting subject for those who believe in it. It's this type of reality that we are reincarnated here over and over again in a loop type cycle, in a prison planet, so to speak, that when we pass, our souls go into the light and is forced or tricked back into the realities that we see today, to relearn the lessons of not remembering who we are over and over again. So we are technically a slave in the repeated cycle of reality. And I want to highlight that for a moment. Because let's say that is true. And every time that we evolve or we grow and we pass and we go into the next realm, that some aspect of that is true and people are tricked into coming back again. Well, where do we look at humanity growing from that? So let's say you grow as an individual. You release yourself from your materialization burdens, your addictions and all the problems and this sort of thing, and you become an advocate for greatness or doing good and all of those fancy things. Getting back to nature and just seeing things grow with purpose and meaning. When you pass or you transition into the next life or the next realm, does that change who we are? Well, we'll never know that. Does that allow you to skip over the return? Or is it that you're wise and you now can see what it is because you can question where you go? There are so many random what ifs that we'll only ever know when we see it. Maybe we get prepared for it. Maybe our DNA regrows and we live longer lives because of it. Who knows, right? So the next transition is left for that transition. It's almost like people prepare for it because you're wiser, you're smarter, you're more educated, you become something else. Maybe it's another realm, another place we go to because we've concluded this one, or we've grown out of it, we've learned our lessons, we're more educated. We've graduated, I think, the school of earth. So all of these reincarnations in this current one, if we look at the past histories of people being reincarnated over and over and over again, how has the earth transitioned? We know about all the past technologies and they've had all of this and so on and so forth. But now times are different. They're hiding all of the technologies from us. They're destroying all of the ancient stuff. They're keeping it all for themselves so that they can manipulate the entire structure of reality. And then all of the new souls that are either being reborn or brought here are trapped, are stuck. All of the medications or health advice that people have, the sciences of the world, are limiting people, are limiting children from having more children so that they can then grow their babies in their labs and pick and choose who have families and these sorts of things. So the whole world itself is on that front going more transhumanism, going more evolved into that side of reality. So they are limiting what it is. So are they afraid of what people can do, what humans can do, what the angelic sides of us can do in the reality? Is that what all of those jabby things were for? Because they are limiting what you can do. They are capping once again your procreations and all of those things that allow you to. So any newborn that is born here is born without an ability or are more dependent on the system because it needs more of this. The same reason why they tell you about the placenta and all of these sorts of things. That's dangerous, that can kill you, that's harmful. All sorts of fear mongering. And now, if we were to reincarnate into the current world that is controlled by technology, they are removing the aspect of nature from it. Being born into a slave cycle over and over again can't be any good. If this split between people who live off of the land and live a lifestyle in that sort of sense, and one that goes down to this robotic nature, is accurate, it's true, is it something that happens instantly? Or is it a choice? Will we wake up one day and just be in the sound of music? Will we be in happiness and love and laughter, apart from that part, because I'm not referencing that movie, but will we be on those sort of fields? Or is it something that past relationships, past people, past energies start disappearing? We live in the same world, but it changes. So we start seeing change, we start seeing growth, and is that what falls away? So all of those people, the nastiness, they just disappear. Do we see truth coming out? Do we see information on the television start being truthful, and we start witnessing the change into positive growth? Or do we see the fall of the left and the right and all of the problems in reality, and a new system starts coming in? And the positivity generates. Is that a frequency change? Or is it we're all moving to different places and different locations that allow for this growth to happen, and we are told to leave that behind so we don't look back? There's so many stories about people leaving the underworld or leaving this and not being told to look back. For if you look back, you will stay there, or you will lose something, or they won't be able to come with you. So what if the idea is to keep looking forward and not look back? And by doing that, by releasing the burdens, your old self, the old problems, and everything associated to that, no matter how difficult or hard it is, it's painful, but it's worth it. So much more when we get there, and we're knowing we're there, because you just have to connect to it. So maybe that's that feeling. So the reincarnation cycle, what is all of that? Is that the trap? Is that the loop? Is that what they're trying to do to make people not see it? Because that's what they want. They want the slaves. They want the robots. They want to control birth. They want to control the water. They want to control everything and everything associated to it. So they control your mind. They control what you create. And then when you die, they recycle you back into there. Or maybe they don't let you die. Maybe that's their additive. That when you pass, you have to go into this new funeral home before you die. And they take your soul and then they re-put you in another one. Maybe that's what hospitals are. People that die in hospitals don't get the choice to move to their next life because it harnesses their soul that gets trapped in those buildings. We don't know. These are just hypotheticals. But you can clearly see that moving forward in one of those technocrats or transhumanistic, the sci-fi realities is only leading more and more to people not being able to move in their next life, to be reincarnated and stuck on earth like they are. They are wanting to use the people's souls and their creativity to keep their hunger alive, because if they were to leave or to die, they cannot return. So they want to enslave and entrap people in that mindset. Well, at least that's what came across my mind. What if that was the trick? To keep people coming over and over again, making them forget, making them to sin and create all of the problems of their life, because that's what their burdens are. They destroyed that old world of good things when they happen and told you it was because they sinned and used it all wrong and technology. What if that's not right? What if they were gaining too much knowledge and wisdom because of it and they had to kill them all off again and start again? It seems to always be, whether it's Tartaria and these sorts of things, that something happens, they kill them all off, they rewrite history and they do it over or repeat. And I think it's because people start getting smarter, they start seeing the atrocities, and the creation of the world that we create starts changing. The sway of one side versus the other starts to shift. I forget what the word is, but it's the name of a band, I can't remember. And that's what happens. So that's why they want to do that, if you will. So why? What's the purpose of it? Why not just allow humanity to grow again? Huh? Why not? What if it isn't about them at all? I mentioned if none of it was real in the previous one. What if it has nothing to do with any of the scripture you've been told, but the removal of yourself from any narrative, from mine, from someone else's, and more just about what you want to create, what you want to see? But first we have to remove any attachment we have to any understanding of what reality is. If you can use that adage or analogy of I know nothing, Jon Snow, or we know nothing, we choose to know nothing, because by knowing nothing you are far more knowledgeable. Because we only know what we've been taught, not what we feel. People claim that they're wise, but only from knowledge that they've been taught, from a narrative or a system that wants you to. We have fake lights and false lights trying to guide you with fake astrology or fake tarot, because they're just copycats trying to diminish the value of the good people, the good ones that want the best for humanity. There's always a sale on, because that's what they do in life. There's nothing wrong with that. We all need to make money. But you start to showcase where true heart is. You start to attract where trueness is. Because you've removed yourself from any narrative. You have fun with it. You become you. You're not reliant on that. You can see through the lies of both left and right. You can see through fabrication, through any of it, because you're connected to your true self. You've aligned your mind, body, and soul as one. So, whether unification of the whole is something that we all have to go through, or whether it's a choice, whether reincarnation is a trap and has been created to limit us from leaving into the next life, or whether it's just something that we all go through to identify our graduation, our knowledge into becoming an elder of the galaxy, a keeper of knowledge. And maybe it's so that we can hold the light better without tainting it, without using it. Maybe it's so that we can use our minds to create the things from random without tainting it, without destroying it. But to do so, we have to literally remove every aspect of who we thought we are to who we need to become. I don't know about you, but I think it would be pretty cool to imagine having money wherever you are, being able to grow food or crops in the ground, to imagine buildings being erect without having to wait years or months to build it, just through fabrication of thought. I think that would be amazing. Something that I believe we had once and will have again. So it is with that, I leave you with peace and love. Take care.